Hello, in this video I'm going to review Nikon's D3300. It's their latest entry-level DSLR camera, came out in about, I think, 2014. I had originally a D3100 I was using to shoot video, and my primary camera is a D300. And the D3100 was a fine camera. I wasn't really overly impressed with it. It did what it needed to do, shot video just fine. I used it for the Milky Way time lapse, but wasn't overly impressed. I mean, it did okay. One issue that it had that I didn't really like or couldn't really figure out was that the images would flicker a little bit, so there's some variation in the exposures between shots during the time lapse. And I kind of chalked that up to maybe some battery drain, cooler temperatures, not really being able to adjust. So, and it was fine. But the drawback was it didn't have an external microphone input, and I really wanted that. So I decided to look around in the used market and see what was around. Maybe a D5100, a D7000, something like that. And I came across a D3300 as a good deal, and I picked it up. And wow, I have to say I was impressed. I mean, I was not expecting this from an entry-level camera. Part of it is cameras are getting better. Every generation gets a little better. But they really made a lot of leaps and bounds. And I'm not really comparing apples to, it's not a good comparison because, the last camera was the D3200. I'm kind of skipping over that one. But the D3300, very nice. I mean, it has good high ISO performance. I shoot at 6400 no problem, 12,800 I get good images. I will shoot at that, no problem. Battery life lasts forever, it seems like. 700 images, no problem. I'd shoot all night Milky Way time lapse. I mean, we're talking 720-second exposures. I don't need to change batteries in the middle of the shoot. I don't need a battery grip or anything like that. I can just let the camera shoot all night. It's great. The video life lasts forever. The D3100, seems like the battery was dying quick. Barely shoot 10 to 15 minutes. This D3300 shoot forever. So I was highly impressed. I'm starting to use this more than I use my D300, just to give you an idea. Some of the disadvantages, it's a smaller one. It's not going to replace a prosumer camera like a D7000, that's a larger body style. This doesn't have the magnesium body with the weather sealing like the prosumer cameras have. So there are some disadvantages, but it's also nice. It's kind of light. It's easy to carry around, so that's a plus. Sometimes people with smaller hands and such, they like the feel of a smaller camera better. It has a 24 megapixel sensor, which is good and bad. I prefer 12 megapixels. I don't really think I need anything more than that. But having the extra, megapixels is nice if you're really going to crop an image down. And it also helps hide some of the digital noise at the higher resolutions. You can see, here's an example of an image shot at 12,800. And then when you zoom to 100, you can see 100%. You can see there's quite a bit of noise there, but it's hidden with the 24 megapixels, so to speak. It's definitely a smaller camera if you when compared to the D300, you can see here. But like I said, for an entry-level camera, and if you want to shoot time-lapse of the Milky Way, this is a great camera for that. Another disadvantage with the 24 megapixels is you're going to have a larger file size, so your workload's going to be quite a bit worse. Not worse, but a little slower. So it's going to require a lot more hard drive space. Uploading time to online sites is going to be a little slower. Loading off the camera is going to take a little longer. But hard drives are getting cheaper, and internet speed generally is getting faster. So in a lot of areas, if you're in a pretty rural area, you might be stuck. But those are the only real drawbacks. Great camera, really impressed. You're not going to have as many of the dials and such as like a prosumer camera, but still, that's just a trade-off. If you can pick them up used, if you want to get into time-lapse of the Milky Way and you don't have a large budget, this is definitely a good camera to go with. I hope this was very helpful. If you like, you can subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I have some links to a Facebook page, a blog, a Twitter account down below. If you have any comments, questions, constructive criticism is always appreciated. Feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Questions I'll try to get back to as soon as I can. I'll have some other links pop up for some other videos that are related that you might find interesting. Hopefully you enjoy them as well. Thanks again, and have a good day.